Hello rose lovers and welcome back to my channel for another episode where I will plant 2 more roses. Not very popular, but I picked them up when I was visiting a garden center because I was impressed by the very nice looking flowers, and they were advertised as a great for cut flower, and every time I see that I know that I will have a rose that can hold the petals a bit longer than the others. So with no further ado, let's start. The first rose for today is called My Darling or Peach Vaza. This is a shrub rose that is part of the picking collection bred by the Dutch-Serbian company Pheno Geno. Was introduced in Netherlands by Pheno Geno Roses in 2019 as Peach Vaza. This is a superb rose that is almost thornless and grows well in the middle of the border in full sun to part shade. Can be grown in a pot provided the pot is shaded. It has beautifully formed pink double flowers with a hint of orange and repeats very well through the summer. The flowers are very full, up to 90 petals, with an average diameter of 2.75 inches across. It's a compact, upright, very well branched shrub, reaching a height and spread to around 70 cm by 60 cm. It has medium glossy green foliage. Can be used for beds and borders, garden or landscape. I found a note on a website saying that it is susceptible to disease, so I will keep an eye on this one. The second rose for today is called Special Anniversary. Was bred by Edward Smith in UK in 2003. It is a compact deciduous rose that grows to around 80 cm tall with glossy dark green foliage. It has a mild to strong old rose fragrance. This is a hybrid tea rose with double blooms, heavily scented, with deep pink which are born from summer into early autumn. The flowers are very large, double, old-fashioned blooms with an average diameter of 5 inches across. The color is a pink magenta, very saturated. Its compact form makes it perfect for a large pot or to plant it out in the garden, where it will look sensational besides other pinks and purples. Here you can see some of the characteristics that this rose has. This is the area that will be transformed today. The plan is to clear out everything and begin with a clean slate where I can arrange my plants and fit in as many as possible. Another important task was to clean all the ivy from the fence as it was getting invasive. On the fence I also had some wire from some old garden lights and some support that I put in place for a clematis. In this flower bed I already have another David Austin rose named Penelope Lively. I planted this last year and I love it for how many blooms it has, and it smells amazing. Along the rose I also have a heuchera, some strawberry plants, an echinacea and some red pokers on the edge. I started by digging out the rose. Now looking back, I realized that I should have cut it back by half so it would be easier to take off once it's transplanted. It seems such a shame to cut all those flower buds, but it needed to be transplanted and I had a hope that they will still open. Now I will know better if I will ever need to move an established rose. Here are the 2 roses that I will plant. I placed them in a tot of water to soak them very well before planting. After that, I clean out all the ivy and the wire from the fence and I continue digging up all the other plants. After removing the plants, I widened the flower bed, dug the soil and cleaned out all the weeds. The first rose that I'm planting is my darling. Into the planting hole I put some well-rotted manure, fish bone and rose fertilizer, and I mix everything very well. The second rose that I planted is special anniversary, and I treated the same in terms of soil amendment. Between the roses I planted a clematis, and I tried to make a support to train it up the fence. Next I have a yucca plant that I received from one of my neighbors, and thinking that is winter hardy here in UK, I decided to plant it out into the garden, and it will be happier than it will be if I will keep it in a pot. Then I planted some heuchera and some lamb here. Here I was taking a moment to admire this beauty, and then I water everything very well. I'm happy with the results, and I cannot wait to see those roses reaching a mature full size. This is how the space is looking after a month and a half. It's nice when the flower bed looks full, but I know that the roses, they need a lot of space and a good airflow to avoid diseases. Peach Vaza had another bloom, but it already started to show some signs on the leaves that something is not right. I'm still not sure if it's a disease or maybe a fertilizer burn. Please comment if you have any idea. The other rose, special anniversary, has put a few more blooms, which were lovely, but they were a bit floppy and they never looked as good as when I bought it. Here is another update 2 months after planting. Special anniversary was still flowering and putting out new blooms, but Peach Vaza didn't flower anymore for this year. Everything else was doing okay in this flower bed, even some calendula popped out here and there. This is all for today. I hope you liked today's video and find it inspiring or entertaining. See you next time. Bye!